three-time YCS champ with the world champ Julian here. We're gonna be doing a board breaker tier list for those that love board breakers. Julian, you ready?
Let's go. Let's go.
Julian, quick question before we start. Are you a fan of board
What's
breakers?
going on? I actually really like board breakers. I think they're pretty creamy.
I used to hate them. I used to despise them.
I
Until
know.
realized
I know you did.
that this format is so like mid, with the exception of Yummy Mitsu that I fucking created. Kind of like how I created Rizel Fiendsmith, right?
You didn't. That was me. Well, that was Sean
shit.
actually, but
Wait, who won with it?
I wasn't there. I wasn't there. Okay.
All right, thanks for letting me win. Thanks for letting me win. Kind of how I let you win
I got
Worlds.
you, bro. Yeah. Thanks, bro. I appreciate
Give a shout out to who has helped you on this journey.
So I want to shout out Trif.
Guys, make sure right now before we begin to go subscribe to Julian. He is the fastest growing Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube channel in the world. After you subscribe to him, subscribe to me because I'm almost at 100,000 subscribers. And if you want to learn more about Yu-Gi-Oh, go check out my Metafy down below where I do daily Yu-Gi-Oh coaching. With that being said, let's get started on the best board breaker tier list video. If you play board breakers in your deck, you're gonna want to watch this video. Let's start with the first one. Sky Circer, Mobilize, Engage. Let me be very clear with this, guys. This is the #1 best board breaker in the world, bar none.
That guy's insane.
It's not even close. This card is so good that it warrants you recreating your entire deck to be built towards it. Trust me when I say this, I just won a YCS because of this card. This card is unbelievably broken. Now, the reason why is that any one of your monsters, you could search this card anytime you want. The amount of times that I would search Engage from my deck when I never drew it, and it was the difference of winning was losing, and losing was astronomical. The play is every deck this format that plays board breakers. For example, I'm going to use Yummy Mitsurugi as an example because Yummy Mitsurugi, we already have 9 Regekis in the deck with Habakiri, which by the way, we should probably be putting on this list. Habakiri is probably one of the best board breakers in the game right now because it's Regeki plus full Mitsu combo. So what I would do is after I would, let's say there's a random Habakiri out there, they negated, I can't get Murakumo out, like a random like Yummy or a Snatchy that's negated. That's a light and a dark that could go into Azalea. Azalea can go into Hayate, and there's space in the extra deck, trust me. Hayate enter battle, send engage. Kagari add engage. So you just added a free engage, and because your whole deck is spells, it always gets you a board breaker plus a free draw, which in board breaker decks, as you guys know, a draw is like next level because every card equals 2 cards in board breaker decks. Engage is not just main deck staple, it might even belong in its own tier. I won a YCS because of it, and I've been a fan of it. This is S+++, and nothing on this whole list I'm gonna say comes even remotely close. And if you don't believe me, try it for yourselves. My thrust was searching engage every single time. I did not even think about searching pre-prep or anything else. This card is the best main deck staple of any board breaker deck because it's searchable. Imagine thrust randomly said search, like a link to just said search thrust from your deck, it would also be S++. Because of that, engage is 1. Okay, I'm done with my glaze on engage. It's by far the best staple board breaker in the world, but only if you're playing board breakers because it serves as board breaker plus full combo on its own. All right, with that being said, there is one card we didn't include in here. I just want to put an emphasis what it should be here as well. Habakiri or Mitsurugi Prayers or pre-prep is also a main deck staple board breaker. If you're playing board breakers, you might as well just throw in 10 Mitsurugi cards because they're all Regeki plus full Mitsu combo. It's so broken, guys. It's like while Konami allows it, you should probably just play it. Also because it's so easily searchable via cards. So just imagine that there as well. Throw Habakiri on there. Next, we got Cosmic. Where would you put Cosmic on here, Julian?
Put it in my binder. Well, I wouldn't even put it. It's already in there. I just wouldn't take it out.
I like it. Next, Herald of the Abyss. This is an interesting one. Imagine you're playing all breakers. I'm actually putting that at side deck staple.
Card sucks. Come on.
No. A side deck staple. I'll explain why. Before I say why, do you know why?
Because the Lunalight, you're scared of Lunalight or something.
Yes. So let's say you enter a tournament. You have 20 board breakers in your main deck or side deck. So like post side deck, you have 20 board breakers. You guys with me? You have 20 board breakers post side. This card will always serve as any board breaker. Your opponent will have a Herald up, negating something. Your opponent will always have like some like Mitsurugi Purification, whatever the fuck it might be. What this card serves as is it will always, no matter what, stop the negate. So it'll serve as a Regeki or a thrust or an engage. It'll serve as the card that will need to be negating their card. However, because there's only a finite number of cards that could stop Liger, you could have 1 card in your side deck, but really it's 4 answers to Liger in the entire deck, which is very consistent with how much draw power this deck has. Whether it's any board breaker deck has crazy draw power because of engage or talents or thrust, etc., or ultimate slayer, the plethora, Garura if you're playing poly, infinite draw. So being able, or if you don't have the draw, you play Pot of Prosperity. So you have like 5 answers to Liger just because you have 1. So due to that numbers of not needing to actually play bullshit in your side deck or auto lose to that deck, it's a very nice feeling to have a plethora of answers. So you just have like 5 instant answers, and I really love that. And the only reason I thought this card wasn't that good was, oh, but I'm not going to play it against everything else. You quite literally play this with every single deck going second, every deck going second, every one of them, because it'll always serve as a guaranteed trap, negate, or a spell like a monster negate. It'll force out the negate, which allows your board breaker to go. I thought the card was ass. It's going to be a side deck staple of mine for as long as Liger exists, just because it will always serve as any breaker. Like that explanation?
That's fair enough.
Thank you.
I'm a little more convinced than I was at the beginning.
Thank you. 3-time champ diff.
Droplet. I think Droplet's at the.
I like that.
Top
I like
right.
that. Yeah. That's very easy. Droplet for sure. Also pairs so damn well with the breakers.
Yeah,
Econ,
exactly. It's just Econ sucks. Like, come on.
I love the card, but yeah, it's not good this format. Pank?
Yeah, maybe. Like I think this card also sucks, but it sucks a little less than the other ones.
Guys,
it's like decent and like.
Trust me when I say this, guys. Engage is by far the best, and every board breaker deck needs to be built around Engage. Pank is not a spell.
And Pank is not a spell. I knew exactly what you were gonna say. Pank is not a spell. Yeah, I know.
Trust, guys. Like just try.
Draco Tail, like.
Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
Say if you're playing Draco Tail, this card's okay. That's it.
Fair.
The only reason why it's not in the binder.
And yes, Drake. That's a good one because Draco Tail also, guys, does value off monsters, so you can't really play Engage in Draco Tail. So that's probably the one deck if you're playing breakers. But then you're probably better off just playing all hand traps in Draco Tail anyways. But if you did, that's not bad. Lightning Storm, where do you put that?
I put Lightning Storm and Duster like at the top of the stables.
I like it.
Just together. They're kind of
100%. Yep.
Yeah,
side deck staple. If you're playing breakers, they're either in your main or your side, like 100%.
Yo, this might be a hot take, but I put Eclipse in the binder, bro. Like
I love it.
Eclipse is not good right now.
Yep. Guys,
Eclipse
this is all specifically based on the format. Eclipse is doing jack shit against Mitsu, is doing jack shit versus shit tail, and against Yummy, like sure it's good, but any of these are good versus Yummy. So
yeah, there's much better cards that would just like Dark Ruler does the same thing but way better against Yummy. So
now Chalice, I actually played Chalice for 2 different
YCSs.
You
did.
I got first and I got top 8 when I played Chalice. Chalice was broken. I never sided it out versus any match, first or second. Chalice was like, it was 6th man of the year. I couldn't believe how good this card was. The reasoning why, let's say you draw a hand of breakers. Let's say you have 2 breakers. I don't know. Some like board wipe type of breaker and like a Chalice. Like Regeki Chalice. What as an example? Regeki Chalice Habakiri. Okay? You would get your Regeki to resolve because they're gonna use some Herald on whatever. Then you have your Chalice for either whatever they bring out. Like let's say for example, it's pure Yummy. They eventually resolve Cupsy Way and you got a Snatchy. You just Chalice a Snatchy. Or you Chalice the Murakumo. Or my favorite, when your opponent thinks they're about to Arthalion for fucking 5, you Chalice them and they cry. Chalice was crazy as the secondary or tertiary board breaker. Obviously not as the only breaker, because you're playing such a large plethora of breakers. I was siding into Dark Hole for crying out loud, like everything. This card is, I'm putting it main deck maybe, but like if you're, no, I'm putting it at staple. I'm putting it at staple. Put it at staple. Put it at staple.
Nah. Go on. This is main deck maybe, and you play it. No, listen. Your reasoning is clear. It makes sense. The reason why it's in maybe is if you're playing 60 cards, yeah, you're gonna main deck this card. But if you're playing 40, bro, there's no way
I'm putting that
you're
40.
main decking this card.
Tell me on the 40? Breakers, which breakers would you put over Chalice in the main deck? I'm not putting Poly. I'm not putting Tronus.
Spally?
I'm not putting.
You're not putting in Spally?
No.
Nah, you're crazy, bro. Spally's insane.
No,
it's way better than Chalice. Nah, you're crazy.
Okay, I know it sounds nuts, but it's not. Thrust?
I played Dark Ruler before I played Chalice, bro. In the main deck.
I'm down to put it in main deck maybe, just because it's definitely needed. Like you can't just draw it itself. Like you need multiple breakers with it. And post side deck, it's like a guaranteed needs to be in there as well. I'll put main deck maybe or side, like it needs to be in there somewhere. Trust me, guys. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm down to keep it there for now. I would like to see how this progresses. But I do pick Chalice over Tronus and Poly. As for Poly, no.
I think you're crazy.
No.
I think Spally main deck staple.
That's not true.
Come on, bro. Come on.
That's not true. 2 cards in your extra deck is more valuable. Is like Poly is dog shit versus Draco Tail and dog shit versus Mitsurugi.
Oh, it's good against Mitsurugi. Are you kidding me?
No, it's not.
Yeah, paired with any breakers, it's insane.
No, it's
Their
not.
end board is
What are you polying?
the Futsu and the IP, and then they have
Okay.
all they have is a prayers for the Murakumo.
But it's still then they still have purification prayers. And it's like that's also if they could
Game
get
one,
there.
it's not game one. Don't talk about main deck. Like I'm okay. We can put it here, but I think
I'm picking Chalice over it. For 2 extra deck slots, it needs to be godly. It needs to be godly for me. 2 extra decks, like that's a Sky Striker package. Like the Sky Striker package are not even this. Like the Sky Striker package is Yu-Gi-Oh! Super Poly is Pokemon. These are 2 different levels of power. Okay, maybe we could do a caveat where it's like if you could somehow put in all the space for Azalea and the Poly targets, you could do Poly, but I was probably not winning the YCS if Poly was in my deck over Chalice.
all right, fair enough. You have to discard a card too. It's kind of tough. How do you feel about Change of Heart?
Probably Binder, sadly.
Yeah, put it in the leave it there. Ooh, next one is interesting though. You're talking about Dark Hole, so like Raigeki, Dark Hole.
I think Raigeki and Dark Hole are side deck staples for breakers. Because these are spells that cannot be activated as like on turn 0. Keep in mind, guys, the way board breakers excel is when you get Fuad or Drolled, your breakers need to do something going first. It's not just about an auto win going first. If you get hit with Fuad or Droll, you need to win still. So I got Fuad and Drolled infinite times. I still won infinite times simply because a lot of my breakers were very high value when they're set. Sadly, as broken as Raigeki and Dark Hole is, they can't be activated until the next turn. But there's no better board breaker in the game than Raigeki and Dark Hole. I was side decking Raigekis and Dark Holes against Draco Tail and Mitsurugi. That's how good they are. And it doesn't seem that broken, but just to get the shit off the board is absurdly high value. You could Raigeki or Dark Hole the board away, the Mitsurugi board, without discarding a card for Super Poly, and everything is gone. Even if they had a second, sometimes they end on Futsu, IP, and a Murakumo sometimes. It's all gone. And that's when Chalice becomes next level, where it's like you Raigeki or Dark Hole the whole board. They also can't Arthalion as easily, by the way. It's a lot more difficult for them to Arthalion. And then you save your Chalice or Tronus or Droplet for their last play. That's kind of the way I was running it with Raigekis and Dark Holes. I think they're both side deck staples, and Dark Hole needs to be in there too. We just didn't include it because it's like the same thing. I have a question for you now, Julian. I have never played Inscription in any of my decks because I needed the graveyard. Have you? And if so, where would you rank it?
I haven't. I did rank this card pretty high at the beginning of the format. I do think it's fallen off since, just because it's just like doesn't really do that much. I feel like decks can still perform without using like the condition. Like let's say you go first and you activate this card against Yummy. Like if you had D barrier, that'd be much better at that point if you're just setting something for going first. Whereas for going second, I don't think Inscription's doing that much, right? So it's like I don't think that the floodgate effect of it is very good, and therefore I don't think that it's better than
side deck maybe.
Like any other breaker.
Yeah.
I put it in like side deck maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. And then guys, so the main deck maybes, by the way, is still like, okay, actually hold on. Would you rank this? Not in order, guys. Remember, it's like would you rank main deck maybe or side deck staple as a better card?
Right? Yeah, that's the thing. It's not about like which card's better. It's more about the use case, right?
Yes.
Because Yu-Gi-Oh is not black and white, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gray area, and that's why the tier list is built this way. That we're not saying like this card is always better than this card. We're saying, for example, Harpies is a great card for going second. Going first, it's fucking useless. Perfect. Right? Like so.
So I want everyone watching to just keep that in mind as well. Like Super Poly, for example, I would never fucking side deck that. It's like if you're gonna 2 extra deck slots is crazy. If you're intending to sacrifice 2 extra deck slots, that card better be in your fucking main deck if you're doing that.
You better main deck this Poly.
And then Chalice as well. There is much more high value breakers strictly going second, but Chalice being able to be used anytime. Also in a Murakumo format or a Thalion format. Like people have Arthalion me turn 0 and I've Chalice them. Like that shit feels so good. So just keep in mind that those are definitely, if you're gonna play them, it's main deck for both because they're first or second. They're quick play spells, not normal spells, but they are like if you're gonna play them, main deck them. Fenrir, I'm putting at side deck maybe only because of Draco Tail.
Yeah, it's like better than Pank, but other than that,
yeah, I'm putting Lava Golem and Binder. I'll explain why. So yes, it stops Liger, but stopping your normal summons a lot. It's valuable that the fact that you have Dark Spirit's Mastery to search it, which just means that Thrust equals as an out to Liger. So that's pretty good. Like, don't even worry about the negate they have engraved, because you have infinite ways to not just bait the negate they have engraved, but to get rid of it, like lollipop, etc. There's so many ways. So I do like that you could at least have a searchable out, but that deck is not real at all. And like, you're not putting Lava Golem in going second against any deck. So I'm putting that shit in the binder, and I'd much rather have the Liger outs be Herald of the Abyss, which is like 4 of them because of Thrust, Wusu, which is searchable by everything, and I think every single deck needs to play Gorgon right now, because it's, I don't want to say why. Fuck, I don't want to say it. Every deck needs to play Gorgon. I won't say why though. Let's skip the next one before people start asking questions of why. What's that card?
Slicer? This card sucks.
The fuck is that?
Gorgon Slicer.
Huh? I have never
Slider?
heard...
Not Slicer. Gorgon Slider? Or whatever. This card sucks. This card is like banish cards from your hand and bounce cards. It sucks. Don't worry about it. I don't even know what the fuck that card is. It's bad, bro. Don't worry about it. It's bad.
Okay,
It's bad.
okay,
Keep it in the binder. Keep it in the binder.
Tronus. Now this was an interesting one. I think it's side deck staple or main deck staple if you're playing breakers. Here's the thing, guys. Last format, when Draco Tail exists, not branded Draco Tail, they always end on seal. So Yummy players could negate the seal and bring out Cupsy. Pretty fucking good. This format, almost rarely is there a seal. A lot of people are even cutting seal. So there's no, like, you can't really summon much. Against Brick Sarugi, you could summon Gorgon if you like, or Link Karibo with like the Masquerena. There's some random shit you could summon. It's not the worst, but like every rogue deck, you gotta side the fuck out of this card. In my experience, as broken as it is to do on Herald, I have overall enjoyed Chalice much more in the main deck. But for the decks that this card's good against, it's next level. It's tough.
I think this card is really good, but it's also a risk to main deck it.
Yeah,
I've
main decked it, guys, for 2 tournaments, and there were times where it was set. We're going first, it was set, and I just couldn't activate it. There was times where I had to discard it going second on Cupsy way because I couldn't activate it. It feels bad.
Yeah, no, I've been there before. I've been there before. It feels terrible. But in the side deck, it's very strong. It's very strong in mirror matches.
But it's super broken versus Yami Mitsu. You hit that with the Herald, is crazy. Thrust, beautiful. Main deck staple for sure. While we're at it, let's put talents there as well.
Yeah, you know why Thrust is so good? Because it can search engage.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, talents also broken. I main deck the hell out of talents.
Yes, I think called by, if we're considering it, I'd also put main deck staple. By the way, guys.
Yeah, we don't have called by on here, but it should be up there. For sure.
Evenly, where would you put? This is an interesting card.
Probably inside deck maybe. Yeah, but like honestly, this card sucks. There's so many Omni Negates going around, right? Like you don't really want to be siding into this card.
Yeah,
you don't want to waste your battle phase just for that to be negated. Yeah, right? I'd rather have my card like Harpies get negated, and I still have my whole battle phase, and I can 100. Go,
well said. Well said. I thought about playing one just very niche scenarios where you could like get rid of the negates and then go evenly. But there's a lot better cards than that, guys. You don't want to waste your battle phase. And I can't stress enough how important Azalea Hayate is. That shit like is very, very important. You should attempt to make it every single game going second. It's very important. Sales ban, I have never played it because going first, it was like I would never play this shit going first ever. Going second, maybe it could be good. I've never played it. Have you?
I played it like a little bit. I think that honestly, every other breaker on this list is better.
These are way better.
Sales ban.
Leading to Dark Ruler, that's an easy side deck staple for sure.
Okay, Dark Ruler, the weird thing for me, I think Dark Ruler is in a weird spot where if you want to be risky with it, you put it in your main deck. And so again, this is where I'm saying like being down here does not make it worse than being up here.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just a different thing, right?
I have some reasoning on Dark Ruler. I think before Dark Ruler, I think you play Regeki in the main deck before Dark Ruler. I'll explain why. Let's say you're playing against Draco Tail or Mitsurugi. Regeki or Dark Ruler are serviceable. I'm not saying they're the best card in the world against them. It's better versus Mitsurugi than Draco Tail, but it's serviceable versus both. Have you been Regeki while you were playing Draco Tail? It's not like.
But I mean, I've been like Amino.
Right, exactly.
Mode, and I don't care.
Yes,
I'm like whatever. I'm like whatever.
So like it's not the worst, but it does stop you from making Arthalion or other shit. It makes it harder for you to do it. So even though it's not like game changing, it's serviceable. Whereas Dark Ruler against Mitsurugi and Draco Tail, especially Draco Tail, it was way less value for me. I did like the Regeki Dark Hole, and it's a very easy negate sometimes. So I actually prefer, like, I think Dark Ruler should be side decked. I do prefer Regeki or Dark Hole over them. There's also some very niche scenarios where you just have to get their shit off the board. You can't do much, but you could break their board. and I've ran into that a few times. I think it's side deck staple. It's high value, but I know this is playground style Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm trying to fucking kill them if I could. Like, I would like the Hayate sometimes. Yes, that's where it kind of works in handy. But if you see the OTK, like, if you know all the cards in their hand and you just like if the Regeki or dark, sometimes Regeki or Dark Ruler is interchangeable in the sense where it's like, it just stops the whole board and that's it. So it's like, sometimes you would actually prefer the Regeki over the Dark Ruler. So it's kind of 50-50. They're, I think, side deck staple. Kaiju's, where do you say?
Alright, fine. I'll put it in. I'll put it in here. I put it in here for one reason. The funny thing, the top 3 in here. Dricotail. In Dricotail, you can, if you play Brain Infusion, you can play Kaiju. Just if you're scared of the Lunalite matchup, it takes 1 slot, and then you Brain Infusion, summon Titaniclad, and send the Kaiju and Albaz. And then you can beat over it, and then later out there, add back the second Kaiju and get rid of both Leggers that way. So for that reason, side deck maybe.
I like that.
I played one Kaiju. I played one Kaiju at Anaheim.
That's nice. That's actually very nice. Ultimate Slayer. This is a good one. Hell no.
It's a good one. Bro, normally, nah, bro. This card's bad as format, bro. Mitsurugi. Bro, like, what are you slayering?
Bro. Hold on.
Yeah, you want to send Herald? I know what you want to do.
What do I want to do?
You want to send Herald, and you want to search your Haba.
No, I want to do more, bro. I think I almost main deck this as the best breaker. Here's the thing, though. Same problem with Super Poly. First off, it's not even a quick play spell, so definitely like if you're gonna play a spell though. So let's say you're going second and you sacrifice 1 extra deck slot. That's Garura. So when you face Dracotail, Ultimate Slayer just says draw 1 and put back Arthelion. The draw 1 to me is next level. Now, if you also put in the Tri-Brigade Bucephalus against any Link deck or Mitsurugi, you put back the Masquerena and you put back a card that says draw 1. So what that means is you clear the Masquerena, which is the 2 interruptions on its own, and then you draw 1. The draw 1 to me is so broken, and it's one of the reasons I'm even debating the poly just because of Garura. Like, that draw 1 in breaker decks is like, feels so good. That's where, and then it's like free spells and like, it's just so clean. I think it deserves some love. It's probably side deck side deck maybe at the highest. Oh,
yeah,
you already put it there.
Side deck maybe. Yeah.
And then Kurikara. Yeah, I like it. Cool play you could do. I almost did it, but like, again, Liger is not real. You could go, if you randomly play Hita in your Yummy deck, you could go Almirage Hita Crash, search this after they use their effects, and then get rid of it, and then special their Liger.
Yeah, take it. That's my time. Oh wait, no, but you can't do that.
Wait, I've never done it before, but isn't it properly summoned?
It says must be fusion summoned.
Okay, then you can't. I've never actually played Kurikara. I thought of it in my head. Like, could I summon Hita and do it? So it wouldn't matter. Another problem with that as well, they would never use both Regekis. At least in my experience, they'll use 1 Regeki. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like, you can't get rid of the second one. So if you can't get rid of the second one, like, that was my problem. I never played it for that. But it comes up if you're playing Snake Eye shit too, because they could kind of search it, right? Yeah. But no one's playing Snake Eye cards until Original Sinful comes back. I'm sure they will.
Bring it back, Konami. Bring it back.
All right, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys are not engaged, pilled yet, play it, and you will be. Go subscribe to Julian down below. Subscribe to my channel as well. Check out the Metafy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. By the way, what's the best deck, Julian?
And best deck.